About your typical workday. Are you constantly executing tasks, moving from one deliverable to the next without pause? Many teams operate this way, treating pause and reflection as a luxury they can't afford. Waterfall rewards this mindset as efficient. Indeed, if the work is simple and well defined, best practices are desirable, and fast iteration between planning and delivery makes sense. However, once we step outside the scope of simple work, this mindset becomes limiting, locking us into stagnation and leaving little room for meaningful growth. Today, let's explore why reflection is essential for improvement and how the PDCA cycle and the scientific method offered solid guidance to help us break free from this cycle to achieve sustainable progress. Let's start with PDCA. Plan, do, check, act. The plan phase is about creating a clear, actionable strategy. It involves identifying goals, determining the steps to achieve them, and anticipating potential challenges. Without this foundation, the rest of the cycle lacks focus and direction. The do phase is the execution of the plan. It's where actions are taken with intent and purpose. While perfection isn't the goal, the focus is on continually making small, meaningful steps forward with the understanding that adjustments will come later. This phase isn't about doing things mindlessly. It's about moving forward deliberately and thoughtfully. The check phase is perhaps the most overlooked yet critical. It's a deliberate pause to review what happened, not just to evaluate outcomes, but to uncover why things worked as they did, whether they succeeded or failed. Both successes and challenges teach us valuable lessons for future cycles. This isn't about collecting data for the sake of it. It's about turning that data into actionable insights. Lastly, the act phase takes those insights and transforms them into specific implementable steps. This is where improvements happen. Without action, even the most thorough reflection remains theoretical. That's why successful teams commit to implementing at least one, ideally three, improvements at each check phase. These action items then become part of the work to be done in the next iteration, creating a continuous loop of progress. Now let's connect this to the scientific method, which has driven human progress and deepened understanding for centuries. Its steps mirror PDCA in a profound way. Observation and question align with plan. We notice something that needs explanation and strategize how to understand it. This curiosity drives us to form a hypothesis about what might be happening, which leads to an experiment phase that mirrors do. We test our hypothesis through deliberate action, carefully documenting what happens. Analysis parallels check. We examine results thoroughly to understand what worked, what didn't, and why. This reflection creates deep insights about our experiment's outcomes. Finally, conclusion connects to act. We determine whether our hypothesis was correct and, most importantly, what actions this insight suggests for our next cycle. Each conclusion often leads to new observations, continuing the cycle of learning and improvement. By aligning these steps, we see how both approaches are built on the same foundation of reflection, experimentation, and continuous growth. Both PDCA and the scientific method emphasize the importance of reflection and action. They remind us that achieving an outcome isn't enough. Delivering results is only part of the goal. To faster continual improvement, we must also learn from the process of execution. The analysis phase of the scientific method mirrors the check phase of PDCA, with both relying on iterative cycles to build on past experiences and drive continuous growth. This iterative approach aligns perfectly with Agile culture because Agile operates in a space of uncertainty, ambiguity, and constant change. We use the experience gained in one iteration to increase our chances of success in the next. Agile isn't about achieving perfection, it's about maintaining a mental state of consistent progress through deliberate improvement cycles. By embracing this iterative mindset, we foster a culture of continuous learning, adaptability, and resilience. What happens when teams skip key phases like check or act? Perhaps you've been part of a retrospective where great insights were shared. Everyone agreed they were valuable, and then Nothing changed. When this happens, the PDCA cycle is broken and time spent on reflection is wasted. Nothing disengages a team faster than seeing valuable insights ignored. Over time, retrospectives lose their value, becoming just another checkbox item. Teams simply don't have that kind of time to waste, which quickly transforms into disengagement, and that then leads to resentment and resistance to participate any further. This is a sure way to lock teams into a stagnated plan do loop, undermining growth and improvement. As AI accelerates our work capabilities, it also enhances our ability to execute tasks with speed, efficiency, and reliability. However, this increased space also introduces risk. Without clear direction, we can miss the bigger picture. We run the risk of building a better horse instead of innovating a new and better method of transportation because we didn't take a moment to look. The PDCA and the scientific method help balance rapid execution with thoughtful reflection. They ensure we stay aligned with our goals while navigating complexity. With each cycle, they guide us towards continuous improvement. Continuous improvement isn't about sudden, massive overhauls. It's about small, regular cycles of learning and adaptation. Each improvement builds on the last, creating exponential growth over time. And this applies to individuals, teams, and entire organizations. PDCA and the scientific method are mindsets that teach us to embrace curiosity, reflection, and action as integral parts of how we work. And as AI accelerates the pace of execution, we stand at the threshold of exponential benefits, which we can only realize if we commit to making its investment in iterative improvements. If you're ready to give this a try, start small. In your next team meeting, don't just plan and do. Take a few minutes to reflect. Think of it as an investment, like saving for retirement. Commit to implementing at least one improvement during your next iteration. Build the habit of completing full PDCA cycles and watch as your team's effectiveness grows. Here's what I'd like you to consider. Take a moment to reflect on your current processes, whether individually or as a team. Are you fully engaging in all the phases of PDCA? Can you see value in pausing, reflecting, and acting more intentionally? What opportunities for improvement might you be missing by skipping reflection? Share your thoughts in the comments below. How could PDCA and the scientific method help you or your team work smarter, not harder? Your insights might inspire others to take the first step towards meaningful improvement. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more insights on building adaptive, resilient organizations in the era of AI. Thanks for watching.